What if Prometheus was a hacker? The myth of fire and modern technology. What if the most powerful story ever told wasn't about punishment, but about possibility? What if Prometheus didn't steal fire just to defy the gods, but to help us build something better? We always hear the myth like it's a crime story, a god punished for breaking the rules, a rebel tortured for stepping out of line. But maybe that's not the story at all. Maybe the story is this: someone saw our potential and gave us a tool to unlock it. Prometheus gave us fire, not to destroy, but to create, to cook, to build, to forge, to grow, to light the way forward. And today, the fire looks different. It's not in torches or bonfires, it's in ideas, in creativity, in knowledge shared, not hoarded, in tools that help people go from stuck to starting, from dreaming to doing. Prometheus, if he lived today, wouldn't be breaking into Olympus. He'd be learning, building, sharing, mentoring. He'd be the one staying up late, not scrolling, but writing, not consuming, but creating, not complaining, but solving. Because fire isn't chaos, it's energy, and energy, when directed, becomes progress. And that's where this story gets personal, because if you're watching this, you have fire too. You have ideas. You have something in you that could light the way, not just for you, but for someone else. But maybe you've been told to wait, to be patient, to be realistic, to tone it down. And maybe that's why your fire flickers. But here's the truth. You don't need permission to start. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Small, steady, and brave. Because the real magic isn't in the moment the fire starts. It's in keeping it going. One consistent action. 1 hour a day. Idea followed through. That's how creators are made. That's how momentum is built. That's how lives are changed. So think about it. What's your fire? What's the thing you keep thinking about but never doing? What if today you just started? And if this message lit something inside you, even a little spark, let me know in the comments. What's your fire? Your project, your goal, your idea that deserves a chance? Let's talk about it. Let's build something here that's not just content, but community. And if this helped you see something differently, subscribe. Not for me, for you. For the version of you that's tired of waiting, the version that's ready to take the first step, quietly, consistently, intentionally. The funny thing about fire is, it's small when it starts, one spark, one flicker, but if you feed it, if you protect it, it grows, just like your ideas, just like your goals. And Prometheus didn't just give us fire so we could admire it. He gave it to us so we could use it, so we could learn to cook our own food, forge our own tools, build our own path. He wasn't handing us a shortcut, he was handing us responsibility, the chance to grow, to build, to think for ourselves. And that's the part people miss. Having the fire isn't enough. You have to tend it. You have to show up every day and feed it, just a little. Maybe that means reading instead of scrolling, writing instead of overthinking, trying instead of doubting. That's how fire becomes momentum. That's how progress is made, not in big dramatic leaps, but in quiet, intentional steps. You don't need a revolution. You need routine. You don't need a breakthrough. You need follow-through. And here's the real twist. The more consistent you become, the more powerful your fire becomes. Because consistency isn't boring, it's transformational. It's the thing most people overlook because they're chasing sparks instead of building steady flames. But not you. You're here, still listening, still holding that idea in your mind, still thinking about what you could build. If you really committed, that's not an accident. That's not a phase. That's your inner Prometheus waking up. And maybe right now, you're not sure where to start. That's okay. Start small. 5 minutes of focused effort. 1 honest journal entry. 1 project outline. 1 meaningful connection. And here's something powerful to remember. Fire doesn't just stay where you put. It spreads. Your courage becomes someone else's permission. Your progress becomes someone else's inspiration. That's how movements begin. Quietly, almost invisibly. Until one day, there's light where there used to be darkness. Someone out there is waiting for you to share your fire. They may never say it. You may never meet them, but your work, your effort, could be the exact spark they needed to move forward. So don't underestimate your small steps. They're not small to someone still stuck. In the comments, tell me this. What small step are you committing to this week? What habit? What project? What shift will you feed, even if it's just for 10 minutes a day? Let's not just talk about inspiration. Let's act on it. Together. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, not for notifications, but for nudges, so that when doubt shows up, you remember this fire. You remember that one idea, one day, one person, can change everything. You made it to the end. But maybe this isn't the end. Maybe it's the moment before everything changes, because here's the truth most people avoid. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more light, more people willing to do the quiet work, the consistent work, the kind of work that doesn't go viral, but builds something real. Prometheus didn't create fireworks. He handed us warmth, a way to survive, a way to grow, a way to evolve. And that's what you can offer too. Not just attention-grabbing moments, but real momentum. Small actions that stack up over time. And here's the best part. You don't have to be extraordinary to be impactful. You just have to be committed. Because progress doesn't come from passion alone. It comes from presence, from showing up when it's boring, from trying again when it's slow, from remembering why you started, even when no one's watching. That's what builders do. That's what modern Prometheans do. They don't wait for the right mood. They create motion. They don't wait to be motivated. They move until motivation catches up. And when that fire flickers, they protect it. Because it's sacred. It represents who they're becoming. Every idea you nurture, every habit you build, every small act of discipline, it all matters. It all adds up. Not just for you, but for the people watching you, quietly, from the sidelines, the ones waiting for proof that it's possible. You can be that proof. And you don't need 1 million followers to lead. You just need to go first. Start before you're ready. Take imperfect action. Build in public. And share your process, not when it's polished, but when it's real. Because fire spreads faster when it's seen. So I want to leave you with this. You don't need to change the world today. Just light your corner of it and trust that when enough corners are lit, the whole landscape shifts. So, tell me in the comments, what's the first small step you'll take today? Not next week. Not when you feel ready. Today. Say it. Write it. Own it. Let's make this comment section a map of people who are building, trying, beginning. Let it be the reminder that you're not alone. That you're not the only one who wants to use your fire for something good. And if this message meant something to you, if it helped you breathe a little deeper or believe a little more, share it. Send it to someone who's sitting in the dark, waiting for a sign. Maybe this is it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Not just to follow this channel, but to follow through on yourself. We're building something real here. One idea, one step, one day at a time. And you're already part of it. Thank you for showing up. Keep going. You have the fire now.